Hi there, today I'm going to be talking about how I stay on top of the life/school admin that comes with having 3 children and how I remember all the little bits and pieces that need to be remembered. I have found, especially since my second child started school, an increasing need to remember all the different things that are going on any given day in our family lives, and I have a couple of things that I stick to that really help me stay organised. And I find that if I don't stick to these things, that's when my routine starts slipping and I forget things. Like the other week when I forgot my 4-year-old's parent lunch at school, and he was sitting there waiting for me to arrive, and he was the only one without a parent, and I felt absolutely awful. That was a week when I hadn't been using my little tricks that I normally use to stay on top of things. And today I'm going to talk a bit more about those. But first, if you're new to my channel and this is the first time you're watching me, hello, my name is Chloe. I have 3 young children and I live in London in the UK, and I make videos about our day-to-day family life, travel, hauls, clothing hauls for me and also for the children. So if you like the sound of that, please do subscribe. Okay, so on to my tips for how to stay organised in a busy family household. The number one thing that I do is every Sunday evening, I get out my calendar on my phone and I look ahead to the week ahead just to remind myself of any appointments I've got booked in, changes to the routine that are happening, all those sorts of things. I find that this really just helps me get in the zone for the week ahead and also prevents any surprises cropping up for events that I'd completely forgotten about. My next tip also involves my calendar and is basically a double measure just to make sure that I definitely don't forget about any important events or appointments that week, and that is that anytime there's something going on at school, any appointment we've got, any event, I schedule it in my calendar on my phone and I set an alarm to go off either the day before if it's something that needs a lot of preparation, or an hour or 2 before the event is about to start. It just means that I definitely won't forget because I'm going to get an alert on my phone in the hours leading up to the event. My third tip is to do as much as you can the evening before. So I will lay out the book bags, locate the books that need to be returned to school, find the PE kits, put everything by the front door that I can the night before so that we've just got more time in the morning and there's no last minute panic to find the thing that we suddenly need to take in that's going to make us late for school. Next tip is something that I utilise during busy times of the year, like just before the Christmas holidays. There are always so many things going on at school to remember, and I also utilise this during times when I start to feel my anxiety levels rise because there's so many things on my to-do list. So what I do during those times is I get up slightly earlier in the morning. I set my alarm to an hour earlier than the kids normally wake up, and I just get a nice peace and quiet filled hour to sit at my computer, do those admin tasks, maybe answer some emails, fill in the school forms that need to be done, whatever it is that I'm struggling to stay on top of. I use that first hour in the morning to try and get ahead of it right at the start of the day. Next point for keeping on top of our family life is meal planning. This is something that I'm relatively new to, but as soon as I started doing it, I was completely converted. So usually at the start of the week on a Sunday or a Monday or whenever we're about to do a big shop, I will write down our meal plan for the week. This tends to not take very much time at all because it's usually very similar week on week. But I find if I've planned out exactly what we're eating for dinner every single day, or at least what the children are eating, then when it comes to that mad hour after school when I'm trying to rush to prepare dinner along with everything else and tend to 3 children's needs separately, basically I get dinner on the table much faster because I'm not standing at the fridge going, oh, what do I feed them today? What have we got? I know exactly what we've got. It minimises waste, and I just highly recommend meal planning. Another thing that really helps me stay organised is lists. I love making a list. Who doesn't? I use an app on my phone called Trello, and there's also a like browser version that I can use on my computer, and this really works for me because there's seamless integration. Whether I'm sitting at my computer on a work day or using my phone when I'm out, I can add to the same lists and everything syncs together. I am not a physical list person, because the problem with that is I would need to carry that physical list with me everywhere, whereas something that's on my phone is with me all the time. I'm never going to forget it. I can access it whenever. I'll show you a quick example of one of my Trello lists. I have millions of them. This one is our wedding planning list, so it isn't really about family life, but it's one of my fullest lists. So there you can see I've got all sorts of different tabs with things that I've written in them. And what I really like about Trello is that it's really easy to move a task in between these columns. So this is my done column here. So anytime something is ticked off the list, I can quickly move it across to done, and it's really quite satisfying. Another example I can show you is my meal planning list. So here I have a column called meals and all the sort of ideas of things that the kids might eat, and then I've got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and at the beginning of the week I just take the ideas from here and slot them into the relevant day. It's all really simple and straightforward, and Trello is completely free as well, so I highly recommend it if you're the sort of person who doesn't get on with a physical list either and needs something that they can access on their phone and their computer. And then my very last point involves what I do with all the kind of artwork and keepsakes and general crap that the kids come back from school or the childminders with, and that involves these 3 boxes here. I got these from Paper Chase, and I got 3, 1 per child, and they have little things on the front so you can write their names on them, which I haven't got round to doing yet, as you can see. So I'll just take off the lid and show you what I keep inside. So it's all things like the artwork that they come back from school with. So before I had this system with the boxes, this stuff would just kind of collect and hang around on all the sort of surfaces, like our dining table, our kitchen island, until I did something with them, and they just clutter up the place. But now, as soon as they come in, I will go through their book bags, put their stuff in their relevant boxes. So I leave these boxes as is until the end of the school year, or sooner if the boxes fill up before then. And then what I do is I go through them again with a fresh eye and chuck out the things that just don't have any sentimental value. I find it's much easier to do that once you've left a little bit of time between it. And then the other stuff that I know that I want to keep goes up into their memory boxes, which we keep in our loft. I really love this system, and I can really recommend it if you've been struggling with what on earth to do with all this stuff that they bring back and you can't quite bring yourself to throw it away straight away. Get yourself some boxes and you'll automatically feel so much more organised. So that's it. I hope that has been helpful, and I hope it helps restore some order if you've been feeling like your family life and organisation is a little bit on the chaotic side at the moment. If you've got any other useful tips for staying on top of school admin and family life organisation that I haven't mentioned, please leave them in the comments, and I hope you enjoyed watching. Bye!